There is a delicate line between love and envy. A line that, once crossed, can shatter even the most cherished bonds. Adoni and Arinola were childhood friends. They grew up in the same neighborhood and went to same nursery and primary school. They were inseparable. Adoni and Arinola maintained a strong bond over the years. Even when they went to different secondary and tertiary schools, their friendship remained. Adoni, with her graceful manner, was the kind of woman who effortlessly commanded attention. Wherever she went, heads turned, and she captivated every man in the room. Tall, slim, beautiful and elegant with a radiant personality that draws attention. Arinola, her childhood friend, chubby, petite, and dark-skinned, yet when she smiled, it was as if the whole world came alive. Though different, they were inseparable. They share the same flat and they are both successful in their career. But beneath the surface, Arinola lived in Adoni's shadow. Adoni's popularity overshadowed Arinola, leaving her to fade into obscurity. Every man who once showed interest in Arinola soon found himself spellbound once they met Adoni. Then came Boletito. Arinola met him through Adoni. A charming young man, he seemed interested in Arinola, but her insecurities whispered otherwise. She couldn't shake the feeling that he secretly desired Adoni, just like all the others. Arinola hesitated to give the relationship her all, convinced that Bola stayed with her only because he is not rich enough to date Adoni. Adoni only dates men with money and class, and Boletito was just an upcoming executive. But 6 months later, everything changed. Bola landed a lucrative job at an oil and gas company and quickly ascended the ranks of the affluent. With his newfound success, Arinola's worst fears began to materialize. She was convinced that Bola would soon leave her for Adoni, just as she'd always feared. One day, while policing Adoni's interactions with Bola, Arinola spotted a message on Adoni's phone. Ria's Hotel, 4 p.m. Overcome with jealousy and a sense of betrayal, Arinola's trust in Adoni crumbled. She had never fully trusted Bola, but Adoni. Adoni was like a sister to her. Consumed by doubt and desperation, Arinola confided in a mutual friend, who urged her to confront them both. Unwilling to lose the people she held dear, Arinola decided to take matters into her own hands. The message had said 4 p.m. She watched as Adoni left their apartment at 3:45 p.m., looking as alluring as ever. Arinola followed her to the hotel. At the hotel, Arinola saw them together, lost in conversation, oblivious to her presence. A surge of emotions overwhelmed her. She could no longer contain herself. She walked up to their table. "How long has this been going on behind my back?" Bola turns to her, surprised and confused. "Arinola, what are you doing here?" Bola asked. Adoni looks at Arinola with a worried expression, trying to explain. "It's not what you think, Oren." Arinola's pulse raced as she faced her boyfriend and best friend, the two people who had once been at the center of her world. Now, all she felt was the bitter sting of betrayal. "I can't believe you, Adoni. I thought we were sisters. How could you do this to me? And Bola, how could you betray my trust like this? Anyways, I always knew you preferred Adoni to me." Bola tries to respond, his voice calm but pleading. "What? Arinola, please, let us explain. This is not what you think it is." Arinola's eyes well up with tears as she struggles to contain her emotions. Her heart ached as she confronted the two people she trusted most. In that moment, all of her insecurities, doubts, and fears came crashing down. Arinola's frustration turns into anger. Her voice sharpens with resentment as she speaks to Adoni. Why? Why is it that every guy I was interested in or who showed interest in me ended up leaving me when they met you? Adoni responds, her tone defensive. You talk as if it's my fault. Arinola's anger boils over, her resentment clear in her words. Yes, I hold you responsible for my unhappiness, and you know what? I hate you. And you too, Bola, I hate you both. You two deserve each other. I never want to set my eyes on either of you again. Traitors. Arinola storms out of the hotel, leaving Adoni and Bola behind in a state of shock. Arinola returns to the apartment she shares with Adoni. She throws clothes into a suitcase, her face filled with pain and frustration. She calls a colleague, Temi, asking if she could stay for a few days. Heartbroken and crying uncontrollably, Arinola moved out of the apartment and moved in with Temi, hoping that distance would ease her pain. But no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't stop thinking about them, about him. She had thought keeping Bola at arm's length would protect her from falling too deeply in love with him. But now, in the emptiness of her isolation, she realized the depth of her feelings. She missed him. She missed Adoni even more. In the course of week after the incidents, there were several missed calls and unread messages from Adoni and Bola. The days pass, and Arinola continues to ignore them. 2 weeks passed, and Arinola was still unable to return to work. Her birthday was fast approaching, but the thought of celebrating only deepened her sorrow. Her colleague, Temi, enters the room and sits beside her, trying to lift her spirits. So, how are you going to celebrate your birthday? Arinola sighs, her voice flat and defeated. What's the point? I was betrayed by the two people who would have made the birthday special. I'm going to make them pay. I promise they won't see me coming. Temi looks concerned, gently cautioning her. Don't do anything you regret, Arinola. Life is too short to mortgage on people who don't care about you. I have an important function this weekend, and I need you to accompany me. Arinola looks uninterested, shaking her head. I'm not in the mood to party. Temi, persistent and light-hearted, continues to encourage her. But that's exactly why you need to come. You need to party and forget your pain. I can't leave you alone here, and I also need a +1. If you don't come with me, I'll have no choice but to reveal your whereabouts to Adoni and Bola. Arinola sits up, startled by the threat. You wouldn't do that. Temi smiles, her tone was playful but firm. Well, I'm desperate. Arinola sighs heavily, resigning herself to the situation. Fine. Temi beams with excitement, standing up energetically. Great. We are going shopping. Arinola lets out another sigh. Arinola and Temi browsing through a boutique, trying on dresses, and preparing for the upcoming event. Arinola still seems distant, but Temi's enthusiasm lightens the mood. Though reluctant, Arinola allowed herself to be swept up in Temi's plans. But behind her forced smiles and half-hearted laughs, her mind was still reeling from the betrayal. The pain lingered, and so did her desire for revenge. Arinola's heart was still heavy with unresolved emotions. Though she agreed to move forward, the poison of betrayal still coursed through her veins. On the day of the event, they arrived at a luxurious hotel in town. Arinola and Temi step out of the car, both dressed elegantly for the evening. Arinola adjusts her dress, still feeling uncomfortable in the alluring outfit. I really don't know why you made me wear this dress, it's so alluring. It's not my style. Temi smiles, nudging her playfully. But it's your birthday. Yes, but it's not my party. Temi waves her hand dismissively. Never mind, let's go. Trust me, you'll thank me later. So, the two of them entered the hotel, and were ushered into a grand hall. As they pushed through the large double doors, the room erupts in a chorus of voices. "Happy birthday, Arinola." There were smiling faces everywhere, vibrant decorations, and a large birthday cake at the center of the room. Arinola stands frozen in shock, her eyes wide as she takes in the scene. Arinola's heart raced as she took in the unexpected scene. It was her birthday party, and she had no idea. Suddenly, the crowd parts and Boletito steps forward, a warm smile on his face. He walks toward Arinola, his eyes filled with affection. "Arinola, my love, you captured my heart from the day we met, and I'm forever grateful for that fateful day." Arinola's breath catches as she listens to his heartfelt words. "The reason Adoni and I were meeting secretly was because we were planning a surprise for your birthday. I wanted to make it special for you. Although Adoni warned me that you dislike people going behind your back, I told her my heart was fixed on doing something really special for you this year." As Bola speaks, Adoni steps out from the crowd, standing beside him. She looks at Arinola with a sincere expression, eager to clear the air. "We wanted to surprise you. Bola thought it would be a great way to express how much he loves you. I assure you, nothing is going on between Bola and me." Arinola's eyes well up with tears as the truth hits her. As the weight of her mistake sank in, Arinola felt a wave of regret. She had nearly lost the two people who meant the most to her, because she had let her jealousy get the better of her. Arinola wipes away her tears, her voice soft and filled with remorse. "I'm so sorry. I should have trusted you both. I let my fear and insecurity interfere with my judgment." Bola reaches out and gently takes Arinola's hand, his voice reassuring. "We understand, Arinola. It's not easy to deal with insecurity. But I assure you, I care about you, and no one can replace you in my heart. I love you very much, Arinola, and I'm happy and content with you." Arinola looks into his eyes, her heart softening as she responds. "I love you too, Bola. And I've missed you so much." Bola smiles warmly, pulling her into a tight embrace. "I miss you too, babe. Happy birthday." The two lovebirds hugged as the crowd cheered. The tension from the past few weeks seems to melt away in that moment. But Bola isn't finished yet. He gently pulls away, looking into Arinola's eyes with love. As Arinola stood in Bola's arms, she felt a sense of relief wash over her. But little did she know, the night surprises were far from over. Bola takes a step back and suddenly drops to one knee. The crowd gasps, and Arinola's eyes widen in shock. From his pocket, Bola produces a small velvet box, opening it to reveal a sparkling diamond ring. Bola's next words would change Arinola's life forever. "Arinola Badmus, I have known you for a while, and ever since we first met, I've known you are the one for me. You are the kindest person I know. You are caring and focused, and your smile, it lights up my day. So, I have a question for you." Arinola is shocked as she holds her breath. The crowd falls silent and all eyes are on the couple. "Will you do me the honor and be my wife?" The guests started saying in unison. "Say yes, say yes, say yes." Arinola, overwhelmed by the moment, tears streaming down her face, looks at Bola, the man who has shown her love and patience despite everything, and her heart swells with emotion. With a smile, she finally speaks. "Yes, Boletito Ajoni, I will marry you." The guests erupt in cheers as Bola slips the ring onto Arinola's finger. They stand and embrace, the love between them undeniable. "I love you," Bola declares. "I love you too," Arinola responded. Everyone gathering around the newly engaged couple, offering congratulations, hugs, and well wishes. Later that night, Arinola and Adoni, sitting together in a quiet corner of the hall, had a heart-to-heart. Arinola spoke first. "I'm sorry, Adoni." Adoni looks at her with love and compassion, nodding gently. "You're my best friend, Arinola. I would never do anything to hurt you intentionally. But I realize now that I've been insensitive. Carry on and not caring how the attention I receive affects you. You have no idea how hard it's been living in your shadow. You're incredibly beautiful, smart, and perfect. I couldn't help feeling jealous of you." Arinola declares. "Me? Perfect? I've always admired you, Arinola. You're intelligent and focused. You're the kindest person I know, and you care about people genuinely. You have a boyfriend who genuinely cares for you. Unlike me, men are only attracted to my beauty. Do you know how many times I've wished to be like you?" Arinola looks at her, surprised by the revelation. "Like me? You actually wanted to be like me?" "Yes. I wanted people to respect me and take me seriously. Like you." Whoa, this world is a strange place. Here I am, wishing to be like you, and here you are, wishing to be like me. I guess the saying, "nobody is perfect," is true. We should all be happy and content with who we are. You're right, Arinola. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry too. The two friends embrace, finally at peace with each other. Bola approaches and sees Arinola and Adoni hugging. He smiles, clearly relieved. "I'm glad you both resolved your issues." Arinola nods, her eyes still slightly misty from the conversation. "Yes, indeed. I wish we'd had this talk a long time ago," Arinola said. "Me too, but I'm happy we did. Well, I'd better leave you two lovebirds. Let me go find myself a potential husband." Arinola chuckles, her spirits lightened. "In that dress, you'll definitely get more than one proposal tonight." Adoni grins playfully. "Thanks, and by the way, you look amazing in that dress." "Thank you." Adoni waves and starts walking back toward the party. "I'll see you guys later," she said. Bola pulled Arinola, holding her in his arms. Arinola admires the ring on her finger, her heart full. The ring is beautiful, and it fits perfectly. Bola smiles, his voice tender. "I have Adoni to thank for that." "Really?" "Yes. That's the other thing we haven't told you. She's also the one who figured out where you might be hiding and approached your colleague with our plan." Arinola's eyes fill with emotion, and she reaches up to cup Bola's face. "Oh, Bola, I love you, and I'll never doubt you again." Bola pulls her close, and their love and trust are renewed. "Come here." They embrace, sealing their promise to each other with a kiss. Jealousy and envy are like poison. If not managed, they can be catastrophic. We are all wonderfully and fearfully made, each with our own unique qualities, and no one is perfect. Embrace who you are and be content with what you have. Thank you for watching Poison. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more inspiring stories like this.